How can a person turn from being a weak, soft, powerless individual to a strong, badass motherfucker? What's up, everybody? This is Vishak here, and I'm the founder of Power Dynamics. So first, I'll tell you a little backstory. Back in the days, until my MBA, right, and until I have completed my MBA, I really didn't have experience or exposure to the outer world. Okay? So until I finished my school, my world was home, school, tuition, home. That's it. This is how the world was revolving. What I'm really trying to say is until my MBA, until my education was like complete, I was under somebody. From growing and being raised in that kind of an environment, and I joined the corporate. This is the place called Bangalore. First time I'm ever experiencing the actual world, right? I was a kid. So all I was thinking is like, in my mind, it's all about, oh, I've done my MBA and this and that and all that. But when I really started facing the world, when I started facing people, oh man, it was like an entirely different experience, all right? So the mentality what I carried over there with a small crowd is the exact same mentality that I carried over here. Even the mindset was the same. So it is all about, being honest, being straightforward, being truth, loyalty, and shit like that, right? And I'm carrying the same mindset over here. See, the thing is, when the crowd goes bigger, the trust, the truth, etc., right, will eventually goes down. Unfortunately, I didn't have this experience, right? I mean, unfortunately, I didn't have the exposure. So I joined the corporate, and then what happened? I was eaten by a lion. Not a lion, but lions. This is how the world is. I mean, I'm not really trying to say anything negative over here. But see, the thing is, at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all are driven by some kind of motive, and we all have some reason for that motive, right? It could be driven by the money, it could be driven by the power, the position, the family, whatever it is. So to me, all I knew was, okay, come here, get the work done, go home, and that's it. Okay, so this was going on for quite some time, and because of the mindset, I was not really, able to do really well in the corporate. I didn't have the toughness, I didn't have that grit. You know what I'm trying to say? And once I completed that, once I ended my corporate career, when I started off my entrepreneurship, and then the real shift started happening. So in the corporate, in the building that I was working for, it's just a matter of 3,500 to 5,000 employees, and that's it. So if you can win them over, then you're like a king. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's like a pretty much struggle. If you are in that cocoon, it's like a pretty struggle, like big struggle, right? I mean, you're like the frog in the well. And all you see is these 3,500 to 5,000 people, and that's all there is to it. But now, the real challenge is, when I got into the entrepreneurship, I was facing the world, like real world. Okay, this was like a rehearsal. The corporate was like pretty much like just a rehearsal. It was just a testing time, and I got into the real world, and I got eaten like that. Why? The reason as to why am I telling you this is just to prove a point that if you are always under somebody, if you're always exposing yourself to the same category of people and a very small number of people, the chances for you to get really strong is very less. Okay, which brings me to the first point of how do you get yourself from being weak to a strong, badass motherfucker, right? How do you do that? First thing, my first unconventional strategy is you need to get out of your home. When I say get out of your home, if you're living still under the guidance of somebody, okay? If you're still living under the guidance of your parents or your elders who is literally guiding you, taking responsibility for you, and if you're an adult, if you are above 18, and if you're watching this video, right? My take on this is, I'm not asking you to get out, but my take on this is, when you step out of that cocoon, that's how really grow. Imagine this butterfly, from the caterpillar to the butterfly, that transition is actually a little difficult. But when you actually go through that transition, it's going to make you strong because you're literally facing the world, and you got to face the world. That's my first take. Leave home. Number 2, take responsibilities. Real, genuine responsibilities for yourself and for somebody else. It could be somebody, that somebody could be somebody or a group of people or anything. So when you take responsibility, you automatically get a sense of leadership and accountability. That's what you're getting. So in a way, you're saying that, okay, you know what, if I've taken this responsibility to do this, that means this is not exactly like a typical responsibility that you take for yourself. It's like, oh, I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm going to start eating healthy, or I'm going to start this is not only for you, right? If you especially take a responsibility in a crowded place, when I say crowded place, it could be at your work, at your home, at your, I don't know, anywhere where there are people around and everybody knows that you're doing it, right? That means it is a commitment. It is a commitment that you show towards yourself and to them. Okay, so this will eventually make you so much strong, because it's not just about out of emotion you're saying that, okay, you know what, I'm going to take responsibility of this one. Not exactly, because the time that you're taking the responsibility, it could be all you're all emotionally high. You could be all emotionally high, but when the days go by, anybody can take this responsibility. Anybody also can give up the responsibility, but the ones who really take this journey for a very, very long time, right? Those are the ones who really endure, and those are the ones who really strengthen their character. You see what I'm saying? Because the moment you declare it officially, then it's no more about how you feel. Did you feel like doing it? If you don't feel like doing it, you don't want to do that. You really want to take up the responsibility and also make a declaration, like a public declaration, that I'm going to take responsibility on this one. So it's on me. It's on me. When you take that is a sense of accountability, and that's going to really strengthen your character. Okay. Number 3, your voice, your words. So if you consider yourself as weak, if you feel that you are somewhere you feel stuck and you do not have the power to get out of this situation or whatever, right? I mean, whatever the stories that you're creating, it is all the vocabulary. Whatever the things that you're saying it in your head, it is just a story that you created in your head. And that, unfortunately or fortunately, is your reality. But the reality is way different than the thing is in your head. What I'm really trying to say is, if you think that you're weak, if you think that you are powerless, if you think that you can't do anything, if you think that you're soft, that means it is all about their thinking. Mr. Henry Ford quoted once, if you think that you can, and if you think that you can't, you're probably right. So, it is all about your perspective, the story that you keep telling yourself. Honestly, I want you to do one thing, okay? You don't have to pause the video, just watch it. But I'm going to tell you something, and do exactly when you're watching this. Just do this one, okay? And then you will see the difference, all right? Now think of one thing that you have given up, or think of a difficult situation. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just think of a difficult situation that you have faced in your life, somewhere, and you have actually given up, or you are at the point of giving up. Yes? Now, when you're actually thinking of that particular situation, right? Now take a deep breath and think, I can handle this. Just think that I can handle this, and say it in your mind, I can handle this. Now you can open your eyes. If you had done this exercise, which most of you wouldn't have, you would have felt the difference. That's the power that I'm talking about. It is all about the mindset. So take good care of the vocabulary that goes on in your mind, because all the shit that you create, it's over here. All the heaven that you create, it's over here. So take good care of your voice in your head. Number 4, get strong. Just get strong. I'm telling you, this is applicable even for women also, okay? When I say get strong, right? Yes, I am talking about the physique. Get really strong. And why am I stressing so much on the physique is, yes, physicality to a certain extent, it is important. But for you to build that resistance, for you to build that strength, right, it takes a considerable amount of time. And you need consistency, you need discipline, you need patience, and most importantly, you need the mental fortitude. That means if you're not strong here, the strong will not appear over here. Okay, so when you make a transformation in your body, when you adapt, when you make your body adapt, go through certain situations where your body is like going through so much of stress, so much of pressure, and then it's changing, it's getting strong, it's getting more lively. You know what I'm trying to say? If you put your body in that journey, right, I'm telling you, your perspective will start changing. The way that you start looking at your life will completely change. Okay, but people cannot just get strong. It's not easy, and you need to put in that effort. So when you do that, right, that is what gives you a sense of superiority complex. And I don't mean the superiority complex in a negative way, but it just gives you that level of, I've done something and this is nice. I'm doing something that most people are not able to do it. Again, it's not like a negative comparison, but then you're like, it gives you a sense of achievement. You see what I'm saying? So that's very important. Changing your body, gaining a lot of strength in your body is a result of gaining strength in the mind. Number 5, really important one. Whenever you're walking, wherever you're walking, whenever you are, wherever you are, where you are, just think and tell this to yourself. I'm the fucking man. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.